how women are becoming insufferable, actually making us insufferable to be around.
The female loneliness epidemic, because the dating market is terrible.
Women are addicted to being victims. They deflect. Every time
there's this dating epidemic that's happening right now. A lot of women are saying men need to step it up. Emotional.
A growing number of viral videos are fueling a heated debate about modern women, relationships, and what some are calling a loneliness or attention crisis. Some creators argue that women are becoming increasingly frustrated, emotionally reactive, and disconnected in relationships due to shifting dating dynamics, rising expectations, and a perceived lack of accountability in modern culture. Others claim that these patterns are the result of deeper social changes, where independence, career focus, and online validation have reshaped how women approach relationships, friendships, and emotional fulfillment. At the same time, other voices push back, suggesting that what's being labeled as a crisis is actually the outcome of women gaining independence and no longer relying on traditional relationship structures for stability. Instead, they argue the issue is not decline, but transition, where old expectations no longer match new realities.
Too many women use sex as a weapon, and let me tell you right now, that is toxic as hell and one of the biggest turnoffs for men. Ladies, if you are withholding intimacy just to punish your man or control him or think you have the upper hand, you're not being powerful. You're being manipulative, and men see it. You can play the prima donna character all you want. But here's the truth. No high-value man is sticking around for a woman who uses sex as leverage. He will go find a woman who actually respects him, values him, and isn't afraid to get down and freaky with the man that she loves. Stop being vanilla. Stop acting like intimacy is a bargaining chip and start realizing that real connection means vulnerability, passion, and respect. Men don't want a freaking roommate. They want a partner who actually desires them constantly. So girls, stop weaponizing sex. Ladies, weaponizing sex does not make you classy. It makes you very replaceable, and men do not tolerate it. Respect yourself enough to walk away from women who play those games.
Piercings through the nose, lips, tongue, and tattoos are a big red flag to good men. I avoid those women like the plague because it means they are totally screwed up in their heads.
I want the truth. I want the hard truth. And this isn't even on some, I hate men, the patriarchy bullshit, true, but I don't know any good men. I really don't. Family, friends, you all suck. And I'm not trying to attack you. This post, this is different. I hope this reaches a lot of people. I hope this doesn't flop. I want to know, does anybody know a good man? Do they exist? I can only speak from personal experience. It seems like after a certain amount of time, whether it takes 4 days or 4 decades, they all end up being sort of the same level of completely disappointing and disgusting. And all my videos are I know why. It's because of the patriarchy. I know why. I know why it's so common to find a piece of shit man. But my question is do good ones exist? For real. I want the truth. Don't be oh no, they do. If you know one, please explain who he is and why he's actually a good man. And don't be what do you think?
Women in aggregate fell for an ideology that basically hates men as a core value. Men now know this and have no sympathy for their haters. It's as simple as that.
I have the ring already. All you gotta do is get on your knees and propose.
Your Honor, she is not gonna rob me of my manhood and demand that I'm gonna do it that way. I'm gonna get a ring. I'm gonna propose to her when the time is right.
Take this one.
I have not even got to build a relationship with her family.
In case no one else has figured this out, y'all are not compatible. You are living in a fantasy world, baby. In a fantasy world.
Your Honor,
this is not your husband.
But Your Honor, I spent so much time invested in him.
Your
it's
boyfriend.
Not fair. It's not fair.
It may not be fair, but it's true. Baby, he is not your husband.
Please.
And you are not going to sit here on this room with me and cry over somebody that does not deserve your tears. Absolutely not.
Are you saying you don't want me?
I do.
I don't understand how they spew hatred for men while also thinking men will somehow respond by doing what they want. Just date women and be gay at this point.
Here's something that I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the female loneliness epidemic. I just turned 23 and I am officially done with looking for new friends because nowadays girls are fucking impossible to make friends with. And before you call me a pick-me, hear me out. In my experience, young women today do not know what it means to be a friend. They expect everyone, including other women, to chase them the same way men chase them romantically. It's always me texting first, it's always me making plans, it's always me arranging reservations to make hangouts happen, only to be told the day of that like, oh, something came up, / they straight up admit that they forgot. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, girl. And their I'm so sorries are never followed up by, let me make it up to you, how about we do this or this instead. It's always just, I'm so sorry, blank. All these girls want to do is just be Instagram mutuals. They want to like your posts, they want you to like theirs, they want to swipe up on your story. They want like little crumbs of your attention, but they are not actually looking for like a real life friend with like substance and value. And I don't know if any of you have ever used Bumble BFF, but like don't. It is a bigger waste of time than like actual dating apps for like meeting men. And I've had a handful of bad experiences on there, but I'll just tell you about like the 2 most recent ones. So it's this girl, we match, we talk a little bit on Instagram. I see we have a couple like hobbies in common. It's going well. We arrange to meet for a drink. And so we go, we have a drink together. It was like, I think like after work for me. So I was like really tired. It was only like 2 hours and then we went home. We both agreed that it like went really well, and I was convinced that we were going to see each other again. I had to chase this girl for months to meet up again. And it wasn't me not getting the hint, mind you, because she was still texting me every day. She's like, I want to see you so bad. I want to see you so bad. But something keeps coming up. Oh my God, I'm in college. It's so busy, blah, blah, blah. And like at the time I was working part-time. So like I objectively had like more free time than her. So whatever, okay, sure. I kept like sending her like invites to like different events, like ads I see on Instagram, like blank event on this date at this time, and it was always like, oh, I can't, oh this, oh that, I'm sorry, I've got this going on, blah blah blah. Never offering like anything on her end. I remember the month of March rolled around. And she goes, okay, girl, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I cannot meet you all month in March because it's exam season. First of all, I'm so fucking sick of hearing this shit that it's like exams. It's exams all the time. Like right now, I'm like doing a gap year, so I'm working. And like all my friends are like my age, college age. And they always have fucking exams all the time. And it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't know, maybe I just like, you know, I'm a business major and like we're stereotyped for like having easy majors, but that's not how exams work. The way exams work is you start like a semester and you have class, and then there's like midterms for like 3 days. You do the midterms and then you go back to class. There's no month full of exams. But whatever, I'm like, okay, fine. I do not bother her all March. April rolls around. On April 1st, I literally sent her an event, like a clubbing thing, restaurant, activity. I don't remember, some bullshit I saw on TikTok. And the date was like April 5th. She's like, oh, sorry, I can't make it. Okay. I wait a couple more days. Say it's like April 4th. And I sent her like an event on April 30th. So like at the end of the month. She's like, oh my God, I have plans that day. I'm so sorry. I was like, you know what? Okay, girl. Okay. And I just stopped trying. I waited for her to send me something, offer me anything, make any sort of plans. And she just never did. And I just stopped like replying to her, like sending me random reels and like random bullshit. So this was girl number 1. Now girl number 2, it was a similar situation. They were both happening at the same time. It's this girl, same thing, we match, super good chemistry through text, like we're just like laughing, you know, sending each other voice memos, we have so much in common, we agree on so many topics, we're just vibing. I'm like, oh my God, I really see like a really good friendship with this person. I end up finally meeting her for the first time at the club because like I was convoluted story, but I ended up like at the club with this guy I was seeing at the time, and she was there, and we just like danced for 5 minutes, and then she was like, "Oh girl, I gotta go, I'll be right back." Didn't come back, and I ended up like leaving with the guy like an hour later. Anyway, we get back to texting. I'm like, when can we hang out like properly, like, you know, like face to face during the daytime so we can like talk, you know? She's like, girl, definitely not this month because it's Ramadan. I'm thinking to myself, like, as far as I'm aware, during Ramadan you are allowed to go outside, you know? Like Muslims during Ramadan, they go to work, they go to school, they do stuff. You know, we don't have to go to a restaurant or anything. Like, we can just like take a walk in the park. Like, it's not that serious. But I'm like, okay, you know, I'm not gonna argue with you about religion. Over the course of the month, I see her hanging out with other people though, like on her story. And at first I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'm not a priority, you know, like we don't know each other that well, sure. But eventually I confront her. I'm a little bit like, oh, I thought you were not doing anything. You were not allowed to do anything this month. She's like, first of all, mind your business. Half of the posts I put up are like throwbacks, so they're not current. And the other half is me and my sister. So like, if you don't know any better, like close your mouth. I'm like, okay, no problem. Ramadan ends. April rolls around, and guess what? Never hear from her ever again. I just moved into this new place that you can see right now. It's like really, really messy. And I decided to have a housewarming party where I just invited like my roommates, obviously, and a group of like my closest friends or just like people that are in my life like currently. 2 girls that I invited did not show up. I let both of them know about the party like 2 weeks ahead. The day of, I send both of them a text like, hey, so we're gonna start at this time. This is the address. Hope to see you soon. The party was supposed to start at 6, and they both text me back at around like 3 or 4 p.m. And one of them goes, oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry. I can't make it today. I'm like super sick. I'm just like throwing up like in bed. I'm like so sick. And it's like, if you were that sick, then it probably didn't happen today. You couldn't have texted me last night. You had to text me the day of, like 2 hours prior. Like, you waited also for my text before you canceled. You couldn't have like let me know like, hey girl, I know that you're gonna be cooking food for like X amount of people for today. Like, don't worry, like count me out. You don't have to like make a portion for me. You couldn't do that. And then the other girl was like, oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry. I forgot I have to hand in a school project for tomorrow. Again, this is not how college works. Like, maybe she's like a different major, okay. But this is not high school where like you get a homework assignment on Monday and you have to hand it in for Friday. No. Your professor tells you about like a 1 or 2 big projects that you have to hand in by the end of the semester, and you progressively work on it like little by little over the course of months. I'm just saying, there's no way, number one, that girl was actually sick, and the other girl had a school project to hand in. They just didn't want to come, and they didn't even have the decency to let me know ahead of time, come up with something smarter. Like, they were not even gonna say anything. If I hadn't texted them the day of, they would have pretended like nothing happened. And this is why I am done just trying. Like, I'm done. Like, if like a female friend like falls from the sky for me, then yeah, of course, you know, like if we meet, I start a new job and like a girl that works there like I really like, and like of course. But no more looking, no more taking my hand out and saying, hey, do you want to take this friendship to the next level? Come to my house, come hang out with me. No more making the first move on people, because it just takes up too much mental space and yields basically no results. It's just a waste of time. So yeah, let me know what your experience has been like. Let me know how you feel, but this is how I feel right now, so.
The whole patriarchy argument is a way to avoid personal responsibility for your poor choices. It makes you a victim instead of the common denominator.
Okay, we need to have a conversation that's going to be uncomfortable to hear. How women are becoming insufferable, and it's not just affecting men, it's affecting other women too. And before you come at me in the comments, hear me out because I say this with love. I see this pattern everywhere, in relationships, in friendships, on social media, reality TV shows, podcasts, even in my own comment section. And I think we need to have an honest conversation about what's happening to us as women. Here's what I've been noticing, and it's honestly heartbreaking. We've been programmed by society to think that having zero accountability is somehow empowering, but it's actually making us insufferable to be around. We lack emotional intelligence, so we react to everything from pure emotion instead of thinking things through logically. We feel entitled to everything without bringing anything valuable to the table, whether it's in relationships or friendships. We've lost our moral compass. We don't have principles or values that guide our decisions. We just do whatever feels good in the moment. Loyalty has become a foreign concept. We'll throw anyone under the bus if it benefits us or makes us feel good about ourselves. And this isn't just impacting our romantic relationships with men, it's destroying our friendships with other women too. I see it in my comments all the time. Women attacking other women for having standards, for growing, for trying to better themselves. We've been conditioned to think that being difficult, dramatic, and demanding makes us strong, independent women, but it's actually making us insufferable and people that others want to avoid, honestly. The culture taught us that having no boundaries with ourselves, but expecting everyone else to cater to us is normal. But that's not how healthy relationships work. We can't build meaningful connections, romantic or platonic, when we're operating from entitlement, emotional reactivity, and zero accountability. If we want better relationships, we have to become better people. It starts with looking in the mirror, not pointing fingers.
We exist. I have never cheated. I show up and fix shit. I listen and have a job and a career. Just tired of getting the shit kicked out of me.
Have you ever wondered why there's a male loneliness epidemic, but there isn't a female epidemic? Shouldn't we be just as lonely? Aren't there our counterparts? It's actually because we aren't lonely. In fact, most of us felt lonelier when we were with you. The other part of this is women like being around other women. Y'all don't even like being around each other. And in our loneliness, after we realized how many times you guys were going to keep disappointing us, we found ways to be fulfilled. And in that, we realized, hey, this is a lot more peaceful. What did you guys do? You opted out and you numbed. You leaned into your porn addiction. You never emotionally evolved. You never developed any type of emotional skills to cope with all of the pain, all of the shame, all of the inadequacy that you feel. You men are struggling. And this is why I actually can't believe that men aren't against the patriarchy, because you are suffering in the patriarchy. You are drug addicts in the patriarchy. You are committing suicide in the patriarchy. You cannot talk about your feelings because of the patriarchy. You kept getting lonelier and lonelier. And let me tell you, loneliness is what happens when you refuse to grow, but still expected to be loved. And women are done. And you want to know what our result is we don't have a loneliness epidemic. We have an entire epidemic where women are realizing that they have much less labor, where they are realizing that they have much more peace, where they aren't emotionally dysregulated because they're not being abused. And women built emotional skills to deal with your abuse. And now look what happened is we have out-evolved you to the point where so many women are like, this is actually better, but we are not the ones that are lonely. You are, and that should be a problem to you.
Most women are supposed to be at home taking care of their biological children. The capitalists worked with the feminists to monetize women.
So I've been seeing some videos on my For You page, and I think that it is finally time to discuss the female loneliness epidemic. Because I know the men have had their own thing, and I'm not here to talk about that. I'm not a man, right? But I will say that the men are more built for it than us. We are not built for this shit, ladies. We don't know how to be alone. These men have been bottling up their emotions and not sharing them with anybody since they were 6, 7, 8 years old. Some of us have never done that. We've always had someone to talk to, a friend, a family member, a significant other, something. And it seems like in 2025, the girls are running out of options because the dating market is terrible. Y'all are literally making fun of girls that are in happy, healthy relationships, saying that having a boyfriend is embarrassing. miserables. And then y'all also don't have any friends, because anytime somebody reposts something that you disagree with, oh, that's how you feel about immigration policy, you're not my friend anymore. Now y'all don't have any freaking friends. Like, it's not gonna end well if your requirement for somebody to have a relationship with you is that they have to be on the exact same page with you 100% of the time. No one is. We are all people with our own thoughts, feelings, emotions, and ideas. And if you don't respect that in another person, then of course you're going to be by yourself. There's no one else that's going to fit that mold. You'll have to learn healthy communication skills. You have to learn healthy relationship skills. Go to therapy if you need to, do something. But if you are sitting at home right now and you don't have 5 friends that you can call, no man, and your family members just don't get you, I promise the only common denominator in all of those scenarios is...
Keep in mind that none of these women consider their father, brothers, cousins, or any other man in their life to be good men. It seems to me that their idea of a good man will simp for them and never hold them accountable for anything. If a man has boundaries, requires respect, and requires equal effort from his woman, then he isn't a good man in their eyes.
Men are addicted to being victims. They don't want to fix it. They don't want to heal, because the reality of it is, in their everyday lives, without being a victim, they are invisible. Clear indication that a woman is trapped in this victim cycle and that she does not want to get out of being a victim. She wants to remain a perpetual victim, which eventually she turns into the very monster that made her a victim, is when you try to get to the source or the root of the problem, they always deflect every single time. I have observed this in a multitude of discussions when it comes to relationship dynamics between men and women, when it comes to women being faced with the things that make them uncomfortable, whether it's obesity, whether it's standards of beauty, whether it's relationship dynamics. Every time you try to drill down to the source of the problem, they always deflect. Because when you force them to come face to face with the source of why they are in this perpetual state of victimhood, it makes them look very stupid. It makes them look extremely psychotic and crazy, like, oh, so this is manufactured trauma. You are reliving this trauma over and over again instead of seeking the necessary help from a licensed professional to unpack that trauma and to address that trauma and to heal from that trauma. A lot of these women who claim that they're healing from trauma, that's not healing, it's isolation. And then when they come out of that isolation and they find themselves interacting with someone who either triggered that trauma, perpetuated that trauma, or caused the initial trauma, then they relive the cycle over and over again. Jillian Michaels definitely made me think about that, because every time she tries to get to the source of the problem, they deflect. Every time she says, okay, what is it that is going to make you happy? Let's get deeper. They deflect. And so this is why I say stay away from women who make being a victim an entire identity and personality, because they don't want to heal. They don't want to fix what it is that put them in this perpetual state of misery and unhappiness. They want to stay there because they're addicted to it. Eventually, that victim becomes the very monster that made them a victim, because hurt people always hurt people.
For that one woman who referenced the 4B movement, she failed to see the obvious. The guy who took the call and didn't come back was your introduction to the movement.
There's this dating epidemic that's happening right now. Women do not need men to get bank accounts, houses. They have careers on their own. And so as a result, it's challenging societal norms of the way men value themselves when it comes to being successful for relationships. Whereas the flip side, a lot of women are saying men need to step it up emotionally, which is why I talk a lot about emotional intelligence and how that's what women want. There's this push and pull happening right now with society. I want to know, though, what are your thoughts?
Oh, and I've seen women who don't show tattoos in their bias or on their social media, and then on the date, they accidentally roll up a sleeve or something like that, and I see an entire arm tattoo. I actually immediately excuse myself and get in my truck. What these clips reveal is a widening divide in how people interpret modern dating and emotional well-being. Some see a growing loneliness epidemic among women driven by entitlement, emotional reactivity, or fractured social bonds. Others see a natural adjustment period where women are simply navigating independence in a world that hasn't fully adapted to it. Whether this shift represents social breakdown, personal responsibility issues, or a redefinition of relationships altogether is still heavily debated. But what's clear is that both men and women are increasingly struggling to find connection, stability, and mutual understanding in a rapidly changing dating landscape. As these conversations continue to spread online, they raise a bigger question. Is this truly an epidemic, or just a cultural transition where old rules of relationships no longer apply? You're watching Modern Dating Logic, where we keep it real, not emotional. If you see the pattern, you already know what to do.